Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Cindy from Cindy's Art, and today we're going to do a watercolor painting of a coastal area, and I picked this off of unsplash.com, a great place to get references for painting. So when I started this picture off, I did a light sketch and I used a pencil, but I want to recommend a watercolor pencil because when you paint and get water on it, it'll actually erase those lines for you, which is really nice. And I'm going to simply sketch this out, and then I'm going to wet down the sky, and I'm going to add in a couple blues just to do a wash for the sky. So I'm using cerulean blue and ultramarine deep. I'm not adding a ton of paint on, but you're going to see me tip my paper, and you're going to watch that paint run. It tells you how wet that paper is. I wanted a nice smooth wash. This is the way to do it. Then I let that dry completely, and then I started using a little bit, just a tiny bit of that yellow ochre and permanent orange, and I'm adding that in just to create a wash in the background. I let that dry, and then I am laying down some of my colors for that back area of the horizon and the waves. That area is going to be very dark. If I look towards a horizon line, I always see this rich blue water, and that's what you want to paint. As the water line moves forward, I'm more towards the forefront of this painting. The colors are going to get lighter, and I added in a marine blue. I love that marine blue. It's just got a little pop to it. And then what I'm going to do is just lay out some of the dark areas for my rocks, and I'm going to add in a little bit of yellow ochre and a brilliant orange. The brilliant orange is going to show up just a tiny bit more. It's going to show a little bit more pop. And that's because I want people looking at the contrast of the building and the waves. That's where my focal point's going to be, pretty much the left, not left center, but just off to the left of left center. So I'm going to continue to add in my darks, which is helping me to define the building, define the shape. And then I'm going to add in some light tones. That's how my mind thinks. You will see me rotate around the picture. Like right now I am painting the water. I will let that dry, but I'll move up into another area. I'm going to shift up into the building in another minute here. And what I'm doing is giving the painting and the sections I work on a really good chance to dry while I work on something else. And another reason why you want to rotate working around your painting is because if I worked on this section right here with this dark blue, and then I worked on some of the lighter tones right below it, that dark blue will bleed into the others. Wherever there's paint coming in to more sections of water, it's going to bleed into it. And so one of the ways that I protect my work is for me to rotate working around different sections of the painting. sometimes I lean towards adding a lot of detail into paintings. And so I'm trying to teach myself new tricks. On this painting, I wanted a little bit more detail around that building, which allows people's eyes to go towards that building and focus in on it. So I'm adding in a lot of that detail there. I think sometimes I do prefer if there's less detail, but we're all learning. So I decided to use my Mincho black pen and then a white Jelly Roll pen to help add in some details. Whenever I'm using my pens, it's because I just want to have some fun with a painting. That's, as silly as that may sound, that's the truth. I want to take a little bit more time. I want to add in a few more details, and you can see I've done that. That's just me having fun with my watercolors. You do you, and I'll do me. I just want you to know you can have that kind of freedom when you paint. There's other times where when I'm painting, I will focus on painting loose. I won't add a lot of detail in. Again, I love to teach myself new things. So now that I've laid out some of my whites, and I really like the way it looks, I want the water to kind of pop a little bit more. And one of the ways that I could do that is taking some of my blue. I'll take some of this marine blue and some other lighter blues, and I'm going to add it in between those white lines. All I'm doing is emphasizing what the water looks like. And you're going to see me come in and add some more dark. Right now I'm taking a sponge and I'm adding in some white gouache, which is wonderful for creating foam. The sponge is a great technique to use. It just makes it look like a splash. This is one way of adding foam into a painting, and my foam was very concentrated, so this worked for me this time. True confessions, I videoed this painting and it's not the best for publication, but I decided to go ahead and do that. And the bottom line is you can see the sunlight coming through my window, and it's going to creep along the way, and it's going to show up more in this painting. I won't always do that, but guys, I love this painting, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to throw it out there to you. So I'm going to finish up on details, adding in a little bit more dark. The way to see the light is to make sure you've got plenty of the darks. Then I'm going to work along and view the painting overall and ask myself, you know, do I see my focal point? Is there a nice brightness and contrast going on in my focal point? Where do I want to add a little bit more detail without adding too much? And I'm going to look at that, I'm going to do that, and then it's finished. It was a very fun, simple painting. Even though I had some fun with the details, I relaxed doing that. So I enjoyed myself. I really hope that you are enjoying my videos. Would love to have you subscribe and join me for future paintings. And I hope that you guys are taking care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.